Determine for which intervals the piecewise function is increasing, decreasing, and constant. Okay, so a increasing function, right, is a function that from left to right is getting bigger. In other words, it's a function that has a positive slope. A decreasing function is a function that going left to right is getting smaller or has a negative slope. And a constant function is really just a function that stays the same, stays constant over some interval from left to right. So we can take a look at this graph and just like very visually, without any numbers or any math, we can see when this function is increasing, decreasing, and constant. So for increasing, right, we can see that going from left to right along this green curve here, this is going from large negative to small positive to bigger positive, right? This is getting bigger and bigger as we go left to right. So from negative infinity, right, all the way infinitely far to the left, all the way up to this point here at 0, this is increasing, negative infinity to 0. When we go to write the intervals here, what we're referring to again is the x along the x-axis, the intervals along the x-axis. So in this case, from x values negative infinity all the way up to x values 0, this is going to be an increasing function. Next, we want to look at the constant function, or when is this function constant? And we can see that if we start now at 0 and we keep going to the right all the way up to 5, the value here of this green line, this is horizontal. So this does not change. So over that interval, it's going to be constant, which is here, 0 all the way up to 5. And we can put square brackets here if we'd like, to say that including this point, it's still the same. It's still 5 at 5, so it's that's going to be included in our interval. And then lastly, we want to see when this is decreasing, and we can see clearly from 5 onward, if we go to the right along the x-axis, this green curve is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So from 5 to positive infinity, this function is going to be decreasing.